This video is sponsored by Raycon. When Phineas and Ferb ended in 2015, it felt like I was leaving my child self behind me. Growing up watching every single episode every day, I came to know every line, every song, every single reference and joke, the constant callbacks, everything. During the show's runtime, you had the most amazing movie across the second dimension, which everyone loves. I love it too. Your mom loves it, your dogs, even that jerk Samantha. And I made a video on it being extra dark, but after that movie came out, another one was planned for theatrical release. I remember scrolling the coming soon movies in 2012, looking at all the future movies coming out one day. A bunch of movies that people assumed were coming out but never really were in the works, like Avatar 2 was supposed to come out in 2016, and obviously that didn't happen. Indiana Jones 5, I'm still waiting on that one. And even the Untitled Phineas and Ferb movie. This was a movie that was going to be in theaters, like on the big screen. It was going to be in the same light as the SpongeBob movie. That's how it felt to me, and it just ended up never coming out. I kind of forgot about it. I forgot it was ever planned, and like I said, the show ended, and that was that until now. Now we have Phineas and Ferb, Candace against the universe, and weirdly enough, people are divided on this movie. People are divided on Phineas and Ferb like it's an art house film. It's actually really amusing. Honestly, I love this movie. I think it's perfectly fun and entertaining, a really good trip down memory lane, but nowhere near the quality of the first movie, and that seems to be the consensus of everyone else. But for some really weird reason, people are being really hard on this movie. A lot of the reviews I see on this movie act like the movie hurt their family. It's either insanely high or insanely low, no in between, and that's really odd to me. This movie just can't be okay for people, and I don't understand why. A movie just can't be passable, or well, this one can't, it seems. Not saying if you don't like this movie that's bad. No, of course you don't have to like it. I just think the entire discussion around Phineas and Ferb, Candace against the universe, is like this movie has to save the actual universe, and to many it failed, but not to me. I honestly adore this movie. I adore so many things in it. There are issues, but this is still really strong and really adorable. It's much better to look at this movie as a super long TV special, and in that sense, it's amazing, but I can understand why that's pretty off-putting. But a lot of people are calling this movie a cash grab, and I can't understand why. Like honestly, do people think that a Phineas and Ferb movie put on a streaming service is a cash grab? Really? Is this a cash grab any more than the recent Invader Zim movie or the Rocko's Modern Life movie, two movies that a lot of people seem to love? I fail to see how this movie is seen as a cash grab when the advertisements were non-existent. It's simply just a beloved cartoon that got a random movie. Come on. Calling this movie a cash grab just seems odd. It's not taking advantage of your nostalgia or even cheaply made without the original heart that the show had. No, the heart is 100% here and just as warm. I mean, come on, do you really think anyone is going to sign up for Disney Plus just to watch the Phineas and Ferb movie? No, like actually, it's a fantastic cartoon, but do you think that's realistic? This is just the perfect return to the show, and a welcome dive back into it so everyone can have some fun. All the characters retain their same lovable writing, lovable jokes, everything. The plot of this movie may not be as crazy as the first one, but that doesn't mean it isn't super fun. Seeing all the characters interact like this is great. I love Doofenshmirtz's involvement here, and how he basically has to join the group for a majority of the movie. Without spoiling too much, the main plot of this movie is Candace is abducted by aliens, and everyone wants to save her and bring her back home. And in this movie, Candace feels weird. She feels different. In a way, she's battling depression, but it's honestly subtle for the longest time in the movie. And this time today, the boys tick her off. And another complaint I tend to see is that what they do is so small, so ordinary, like all the other things that they've done. Why is this the one thing that ticks her off out of all things? Why is this the one thing that truly drives her over the edge and makes her super sad? Well, that's just how stuff works sometimes, dude. With how Candace is feeling and what she's going through, it kind of makes sense that something is so small and random can set her off, because that really isn't the point. The point is that she's going through something that means anything at all could have done this. It's just complicated. And to think that something has to be massive to set off someone battling depression is a little weird, don't you think? And throughout the movie, you hear Candace having to deal with everything. Deal with the fact that she's been feeling worthless, or in her own words, a meaningless speck in the universe. And you know what? That happens with everyone. And I actually really like that aspect of this movie. Of course, the alien in this movie, the main plot of this movie is that the alien, the big queen of aliens, she makes Candace feel like she isn't worthless. meaningless. But that turns out to be fake, that turns out to be a fallacy. And through the movie, she learns that she isn't meaningless. She has people that care for her, even if they frustrate her. And I'm not gonna lie, I did tear up when she talked about how she was feeling at the start and how she was feeling at the end. Both times were really great. And the big emotional moment where she recognizes the love from her brothers is honestly incredible. The rest of the movie besides Candace is also really good. I love the adventure on a different planet. And there's a lot of really funny, semi-dark moments, like when this alien yells at everyone in a scary voice, but in subtitles he's actually really sweet and he cares about everyone. And this man then gets yeeted, and I audibly went, "Aw," when I saw this, because it's really funny. And then right after that, the visual gag of looking at the alien fortress and there being an ominous noise every single time is really good. There's honestly a lot of super funny things here. It's the same comedy from the original show that you loved so much, and I think a lot of jokes do land here because I chuckled. I honestly chuckled a lot. The songs are good too. A lot of the songs in this movie are really catchy, especially the ending song. Not the credit song, that one's alright. The one right before that, I think, is one of the biggest bangers to come out of the show. But the best thing, the actual best thing to come out of this movie is that Tiffany Haddish is in this movie. And no, she's not a character or narrator or anything else like that. No. All she does is yell a sound effect when aliens explode. Now that's incredible. That's really great. There's even great callbacks and hidden references. You know, the things that make Phineas and Ferb. My only gripes for this movie is that everything goes really fast. The movie just kind of goes, and doesn't stop going until the end. The only time it really stops is for Candace, but when it does stop for Candace, it is really great, and it's really sweet. Another gripe I would have with the movie is that while I love Doofenshmirtz's involvement here, I wish he had more to do in the end. Because after he saves Vanessa, he kind of just dips. But I guess it kind of makes sense character-wise. I also love the inclusion of Jeremy and Stacy at the end. I was actually starting to be like, where's Jeremy? Where's Stacy? And then boom. And it was pretty funny. Jeremy actually does something, and it's a mysterious, funny something, and I like that a lot. A lot of people have been saying the animation looks a little weird at times, and I must be the only one not seeing this because everything looked completely fine to me, like a normal episode. The only thing weird to me was Monogram's voice acting, because that man's voice is not the same anymore, but that's fine. That's fine. I'd say everyone would honestly love this movie a lot more if it came out before Across the Second Dimension. Then this wouldn't be looked at in the weird, harsh light that it is, because this movie feels like a really great episode of the show. No, it doesn't feel like a finale or revolutionary or anything like that. It's just a really good thing that can be placed right in the middle of the show, and there's nothing wrong with that. The movie also makes me feel like it could return in some way, and I don't think I'd be upset at that, but who knows? Overall, I think this is a great movie with great characters and everything else. It's a nice thing to look back on something sometimes, back into things that you loved so fondly. Thank you, Phineas and Ferb. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Hey, you, if you're looking for affordable, premium, wireless earbuds, then you don't have to look at the edge of the universe, because they're right here in my hand. Raycon's new everyday E25 earbuds are the cutest and sleekest earbuds, coming at just half the price as other premium earbuds, and yet they sound just as amazing. Even Phineas can wear them and look great, and he has a Dorito head. I wear them whenever I'm fighting Perry the Platypus. Since there's no wires, I can swing comfortably for hours on end. The E25 earbuds come in many different colors. They're also super easy to pair with any device, making them the best thing for any occasion. So click the link in the description to get 15% off your order. Or just go to buyraycon.com/24framesofnick. Like, how else are you gonna fight Perry comfortably with great tunes? Just click the link in the description below.